incorporate what you're learning at Du Bois and in your groups to make our students have a sense of learning like you all do now without doing just the regular sit and get every day?
Good question.
I think with me, my problem was that when we would learn this stuff, they would give us a 10-minute lecture about it and then tell us to just write an essay about it. But what was different with Mr. Rashid, he spent an hour on this, and then he said, okay, now write a 6-paragraph essay about what you interpreted from it, and then I want it back by tomorrow. So you have that challenge.
Okay.
So
I've built into that.
That kind of
Yeah.
challenge, but you also have the desire to learn more because it's not just a cut and paste answer. Every single essay is different because it's what we interpreted from it. And so I think the problem is there's this copy and paste kind of format of teaching. So instead of just giving us the just regular MLK I Have a Dream speech, give us a different side of MLK. Talk about his personal life, and then tell us to interpret that, and come back and tell the class what you interpreted from that.
Also, just keep it straight with the students. It might be uncomfortable for some, but you're gonna have to learn it one way or another.
Yeah, don't lie to us.
Having a variety of things that you can do, we were able to rap in Miss Rashid's class. We wrote poems, we did artworks in other classes. Having a variety and really letting students, figure out themselves and figuring out who they are.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I think there needs to be more of us. Like in Mr. Rashid's class, he incorporated rapping, and not all of the, although like a good percentage of the class like that, not everybody in there was rappers. And that was good that he did that because it's giving them something new. So if there's somebody that likes drawing, they can draw a story.
Mm-hmm.
They can draw a story of
Your gifts and
history,
talents.
Black history,
Absolutely.
or their history.
To piggyback off of what, to piggyback off of what Monte was saying, identify the student and see what they like to do, see what their passions are. For us, me specifically, I like to act, I like to sing, I also like to rap. And there's not everyone likes to do those things. So,
checklist.
maybe just identify what they like to do and use that to make a difference.
But before we get to Alicia, can you explain when you all were 6th graders when I taught you? Oh, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
So when Mr. Rashid was our teacher at Western Middle School for the Arts in 6th grade, it really my learning experience was we always had to follow a certain thing. I don't know how to say it, but when we got to Mr. Rashid's class, we got to pick what topics we wanted to do, and then we all branched out and we all put our own talents into it. So always let the students have a voice and a say in what they're learning.
Can you describe the breakup of how you all collaborated in the different groups and then did a performance on it?
So basically, we had different topics like women's rights, we had police brutality, and I remember with my group, we did a skit on women's rights and racism put together, and my friend Kaden, she did an interpret dance of what she was feeling, and many people sung, and it was just overall experience. It was like us getting to reach out and express how we feel.
Another thing I would say is, the ability to adapt to your students. With Mr. Rashid in 7th grade, our first couple of weeks, it wasn't the greatest start. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of trouble, but we were able to adapt to one another, and it really helped, enhance the class.
We're humans.
Yeah.
Also have patience with the students around you, because that's the main thing that we need to have because some people can be shy at first and not express what they're feeling, and then when you give them the time that they need, they'll end up coming out to you and expressing how they feel.
I don't want to explain to Martha too much, but whenever we could like, cause whenever before Lionheart, you were like, the monster was like in a shell. He didn't really talk to a lot of people. But then through Mr. Rashid and through Lionheart, he was able to come out more. Like the monsters a year ago wouldn't have been able to do reality check.
I also have something. So like, so listen to your students and say, what would you like to do, or how would you like to learn about this topic, and then maybe like branch out into groups, or a group could be like into like make a play about the importance of math, or sing about the importance of math, or rap about the importance of math, or write a book about the importance of math, and then probably just regroup and tell what you did. That's awesome.
Also, as I said before, not everyone likes to perform. Not everyone likes to like raise their hand. So if you have like a silent class, which there's a lot of those, you might want to start something that you would like to do, and if they start opening up and do what they want.
Can you discuss what you did at Backpack Summer League when the mayor gave you all the proclamation working with the kids?
Oh, so basically, we went in, and what Mr. Rashid was teaching them how to put arts into the curriculum as he did with Lionheart and Du Bois Academy. And basically, we taught these, like, I think they were 3rd through 5th graders. We talked to them about all these issues, environmental issues, and then we went to the mayor's office and we all got to perform it for them. And it was a great opportunity to see like younger kids like expressing how they feel about these topics.
Yeah, teaching kids was a great opportunity. And also, I wanted to revise my answer on the other question. It was like, what would you be if you didn't have it? Now that I think about it, I would probably be drastically different, because I would have never performed in Washington, D.C. or Virginia, or went to Frankfurt, and I just remembered that I got an ambassador thing. I would have never had that experience of becoming an ambassador. And I would be drastically different, and I probably would be in my shell and not outspoken.
So outside of performing, how do you all use your knowledge and empowerment with your peers? So when you're not on the stage, how do you connect with your peers and sort of, get them woke about what's going on? Because like you just said, there's a lot that you didn't know. You know there's a million kids that don't know what they don't know. So how do you all use those waves?
So sometimes, like we learned that it was one of the first things we learned when coming into Mr. Rashid's. Sometimes in order to make change, it takes the talk about the stuff that's going on, and it does feel uncomfortable, like hearing all of the negative stuff that's happened that humans do to each other over centuries and stuff. But it's just like once you let them know what's going on and what has happened, then you could open their eyes to see, well, how can I make a difference for what has yet to happen?
Go ahead and let's wrap, like say your last 2 comments, and then they got to go to lunch.
On that question, I talk a lot. Sometimes I get in trouble, but I talk. I don't like not being heard. And I would like to talk to my peers about educating. Sometimes we have arguments, but it's not like, oh, I'm gonna fight your argument. It's more like an educational argument of like, this is something, and this is something. But then, after the argument, we realize and we come to like this solution of the problem.
Yeah, we have debates regularly in this group. Well, not like we're fighting each other and we hate each other, but we have debates about certain topics, like sexuality or religion, or like different rappers or different characters that we like, whether WandaVision or Loki is good.
I feel that it's better for people to know the truth about stuff, and like if you hear someone say something that's and you know for a fact that they're incorrect, you should try to correct them, but
Mm-hmm.
don't yell at them for not knowing
Yeah,
the truth
yeah,
about stuff,
absolutely.
because not everyone is taught the same way.
Absolutely.
Well, believe it or not, we don't just talk about like random, in friend groups and stuff. We do have, I know I am in a few friend groups myself, so like, and I talk about, and they talk to me about different topics. Like last year with the whole with the BLM protests and everything that happened in 2020. All I wanted to do was talk to somebody about something.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get something off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why there are apps like TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff, because you can get your opinions out there.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you probably will be judged by other people, but it's a way to have conversations with people. So to educate other peers is, I wouldn't say educate, because everybody knows, has their own opinion about something. So I feel like instead of like saying educate, you would want to like just talk to them about their things. Everybody doesn't have the same view as you.
I wanted to quickly let you know that their biggest audience is not peers, it's adults. They have spoken in, raise your hand if you have been a key speaker in an environmental racism conference. Raise your hand if you've participated in financial literacy conference. Raise your hand if you've done community organizing, knocking on doors, getting people to go to attend meetings. Raise your hand if you've been to several different places teaching kids from elementary on up. I can keep going. I mean, they can speak on every topic. Metro Council member came to one of our virtual meetings and thought they were going to teach them about redlining. And I remember the kids was like, let me stop you right there. Redlining is the toxic soil from which many forms of racism come up and stuff. Yeah. So.
And there's, and one thing that is not as great, like Ms. Roshi said, because we're kids, we are looked down upon. And they're like, oh, they're kids, they don't know anything about this. Well, actually, so. And then they're like, oh, wow. Or like, there was one situation with, in Virginia, the person who was over the event, he was basically skipping us and putting us to last. And then we performed, and he said, next time you're going to be first. So.
And he gave you the big banner and put you out in front of the whole march. Reverend William Barber, Poor People's Campaign. I think it's lunch, right? I don't want to cut them off, but I also want to respect people. I'm always big on respecting people's time. So, guys.
He said, I'm hungry.